Hi, my name is Mike Ward. I'm the Global Director of Content for Informa Pharma Intelligence's Insights portfolio. This includes iconic brands such as the Pink Sheet, In Vivo and Script Intelligence. We're here at the Bio-Europe Spring meeting here in Stockholm, and as you can hear, there's plenty of buzz. There's people here doing a lot of deals, or at least trying to do a lot of deals. One of the big topics at the meeting and some of the panels have been around the cancer space. I'm joined today by MD Anderson Cancer Center, which is in fact a world-renowned research organization for cancer. And I'm joined by Shara Avis, who is a business development specialist in the center's Strategic Industry Ventures Unit.
That's correct.
So the first question clearly is, what actually is the role of the Strategic Industries Ventures Unit?
Well, thank you for the kind introduction. First off, the role of Strategic Industry Ventures is actually very unique. We were designed about 3 years ago under the leadership of Ferran Pratt, and our goal is to connect industry to MD Anderson. As you know, MD Anderson is a very large institution. We have over 21,000 employees, about 1,800 physicians, and over 600 research labs. So what we're trying to do at MD Anderson is move the needle on science and help foster collaborations and alliances that help the industry get to their end stage, whether it be with their platform or whether it be to get the FDA approval, collaboratively work with industry.
Okay, so could you sort of describe the sort of kind of deals that you would construct?
Yeah, so we have several people in our department. My specific role is to find companies that are about 1 to 3 years pre-IND and construct a collaboration or alliance that would be a preclinical and clinical package. So we can do a contract all up front and then move that company towards FDA approval. So connecting them with the right key opinion leader that is specific to their research needs, create a joint steering committee around their drug candidate or pipeline, and have everything in one contract, one comprehensive contract that helps them move towards FDA approval. So my role is more of companies that have a pipeline going towards clinical trials. Specifically, we want to look at early stage developments, phase 1s, pre-IND. Other of my colleagues work on platforms. So we have the Institute of Applied Cancer Sciences that works on antibodies. We have another group that works on small molecules. And so they're focusing on early stage development. Right. So finding the lead candidate, that sort of nature. And then we're also working on new companies, spinning out new companies based on somebody else's platform.
Right, so what, new companies coming out of the center?
Yeah, so essentially if a company has a great platform and our researchers have some IP as interest as well, can join our interests together and create a new company out of the two interests.
Okay.
So if you're so Theraclone, for example, is an example. MD Anderson joined up with Theraclone to spin out OncoResponse.
Right. Okay. So, to what extent do you have people coming to you to sort of say, we'd like to engage with a centre? And how much is it that you're actually out there, prospecting?
Yeah. So most of my job is prospecting. I come to every Bio-Europe conference, every partnering conference around the world every year, prospecting. So when I come to these conferences, usually about 90% of my meetings I've requested, and about 10% are people who are starting to hear the talk on our collaborations and alliances and want to see how they can be a part of it. So it's kind of a mix, but as we grow more and more popularity at the group does at MD Anderson, the physicians are referring into us and companies are coming to us asking what they can do. Historically, it's been a lot of me actively going out into the world and explain to them what we're doing though.
Okay, so what is the motivation? I mean, you mentioned sort of the role of your unit. What's your sort of your mission statement in terms of actually what you want to achieve for the center? Yeah,
so as I mentioned, we want to move the needle on science. Historically, there's been a big gap between industry and academia. So we want to remove that gap because industry has great knowledge within their science, specifically to their pipeline or their platform. And MD Anderson has the great expertise in their patients and preclinically. We have physicians that are both working in the clinic as well as have their own lab. So it helps that whole vision of the drug development. So you have the knowledge of what goes on in the patients and preclinically, and then with the company they have the knowledge of what goes on with their science. We feel joining forces early on can help move that needle on science, get to FDA approval faster and more efficiently.
Right. And what does success look like? I mean, sort of, how are you measured by? What are your KPIs?
I mean, I think success would be working with a company and then in a few years knowing that company got to FDA approval. Right. So as we want answers for not just our patients, we want answers for patients around the world. Right. And we feel that MD Anderson can help facilitate those answers more effectively than other institutions. And
does the Cancer Center, is it looking for sort of financial reward for its activities? I mean, is there is that one of the goals?
So we have several different goals. We have the standard collaborations and alliances that we like that are funded by the company, and then we also have the potential for risk sharing agreements.
Right. Okay. So you mentioned the sort of the Theracon deal. Are there sort of examples of sort of almost best practice in terms of the kind of guys who are here, the sort of deals that you could, I guess, construct?
Yeah, so Theracon was one of the deals. I think I know I met him at a partnering conference. I'm not sure if it was a Bio or Bio Europe. And then I introduced them to my colleagues in my department. And so then the relationship flourished. Last year at Bio Europe in Paris, I met with Selectus for the first time and have had a great relationship with Selectus. We were able to truly expedite an agreement, and now we have an agreement for their hematological cancer indications for their CAR T development. One of our great alliances we're actually very excited about, but that started 1 year ago with Bio Europe in Paris. So it's a great alliance for immunotherapy. Another one was from Bio Europe in Frankfurt. I met with Caris Therapeutics and had exactly, I guess 1 year after I met with them last November, we signed our collaboration deal for their full pipeline to move forward both preclinically and clinically.
Right. So it's actually quite sort of rapid then, sort of from sort of the initial meeting to actually having some sort of deal signed.
I try to expedite things as much as possible because I work with the physicians on getting their proposals done really fast, work with their legal team and company's legal team to get things fast, and then once an agreement is signed, they actually get expedited review within MD Anderson, so it definitely shortens their timeline to get into the clinic, which is what everybody ideally wants. A short timeline.
And no wonder you keep coming back to these meetings if you get that kind of success rate of at least one hit per meeting.
I absolutely love these meetings. I usually get several hits per meeting. You have one big rock star meeting and that can move forward very fast. But I love these meetings.
Great. Okay, well, Shara, thanks very much for stopping by.
Thank you. It's a pleasure meeting you.
Cheers.